What's going on, family? 1 second. All right. How's everybody doing? Mm. All right, family. I want to have a quick conversation. How y'all doing? Thank you for taking a second to rock with us with the Go Lightly perspective. Appreciate everybody um, for liking the video, for sharing. I want to talk to you about what is it going to take for a husband to win over his wife. This was a pretty it was a heavy conversation that I started with a friend of mine, and I figured that it could translate and it would be beneficial for so many people out there in the culture. I think that oftentimes, uh, that's just a whole vibe, y'all. I'm sorry. I think that oftentimes we take for granted that men know how to communicate with their woman, that they know how to communicate with their wife. We assume and presume that when we may they may brothers come and ask me for assistance. I've even done counseling. My wife and I've done some counseling, just trying to help people. Like, we genuinely want to help people. And if that's not what you desire to do, maybe and if you're not patient, maybe you shouldn't be trying to help people. But what qualifies me is, I've been married. It'll be 19 years next month. Me and my wife, we've been rocking it out for a minute. But I realized there were a lot of things that I took for granted in terms of my method of communication with her, that I had to learn to inspire her to want to follow me and to get her to sign on to what I'm doing in the direction that I feel like I'm being pushed into, that I'm being led. And we don't even have to get spiritual, family. Even if this is not, you may have a different belief system. You may not rock with, the Israelite tradition. You may not believe that you're a Hebrew, but these things uh, go across any belief system. These things that I'm about to share. And what I want to share is just a couple things that I found that have been beneficial to me in terms of trying to win my wife over. And I know that, and I hope that, if you're married, you want to win your wife. You got to consider the type of communication that you have. As men, sometimes we can just say something, put it out there, and then we believe that the person has received it and they know exactly what we mean. We may not have communicated it with any hue, with any value, with any subtlety, with any nuance, any of those things. We just said, go. It could be something as general as, I need you to clean the house. And that could mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. But the key is, what does it mean to you? If you're giving that directive, if you're making that request, I should say, you want to ensure that what you're saying is being received and understood by the person that you're sharing it with, right? So, a couple things that I wanted to share, family. I definitely give all praise to the Most High for being who He is to me and my family. I thank Him for making me the son of William, the son of Daniel, who's the son of Freeman, who was the son of George. So I honor the Most High for these great men, as well as my matriarch. But check this out. Let's jump into it, family. How is a husband supposed to win over his wife? Hmm. Good topic. Good topic. The first thing that I would suggest, that if you are trying to win over your wife, And when I say win over, I'm not talking about this simple-minded pandering, pedestalizing, this happy wife, happy life type mindset, meaning like you want your wife to be happy, but you don't compromise, the goal and the agenda of what you're trying to do with the family just because she may be unhappy, because happiness is a mood that comes and goes. So we want to be able to ensure that when we communicate with our wives, that first of all, number one is that we show respect. RESPECT. You got to find out what it means to me. Respect. Do we respect our wives in our methods of communication? That is a really, really big thing, because, we have to respect our wives. We have to respect their mind, their femininity, their perception, their level of understanding. And even, if you may practice, you may just be growing up in the church. You may be, maybe your wife didn't grow up in the church. You may have gone to church and then you understood the identity piece and say, you know what, I'm an Israelite. I'm gonna start practicing the Israelite tradition and start trying to live and walk in the ways of the Most High, keeping His commandments, keeping His laws, statutes, and His feast days. You're going about trying to get your wife to do said thing. But in order to do that, first of all, you got to respect her. You got to communicate with her in a way that says, yes, I respect. Now, typically, they always say that, what does a man need? They'll say that a man needs respect. So if the man, and I know that I need respect. So because it's something that I need, my style of leadership is to show respect, show the level of respect that I want to receive from who? My wife, my children. Oftentimes I'll say please and thank you, not because, anybody told me, man, you gotta say please and thank you, but a good friend of mine, he, shout out to Cam. He showed me that, and even, my elders, they've showed me that you can be the most powerful person in the room, the most powerful person in the house, and you can still be courteous. You can still say please and thank you. You don't have to be begrudging. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be a lion in your home. You can respect what they bring to the table in the things that you're doing. Uh, do you respect her mind in that the things that she may share with you? Now, I firmly believe that, the husband is the head of household. And, that means a lot of different things to different people. But what I want to say, what it means to me is that I have to take in all of the information, the research from those within the house, specifically from my wife, respect the research that she's done, respect the things that she's saying, and then be able to make a decision. So, husbands, are you showing her the level of respect to at least listen to what she has to say? Now, I believe that you didn't marry a dummy. I don't believe that you married an idiot. And even if she may not be as bright as and as intelligent as you are, there's still a way for you to communicate, and there's still a way for you to share with that sister in a way that I've heard brothers tell they wife that, man, I'm gonna say it like, you a dumbass. And I'm like, man, no, man, she's an idiot. And I'm like, you told her she was a dumbass, that she was a dumb ass, whatever you called her. Now, if let's put the shoe on the other foot. Hey, shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom, brother Suka. Shalom, elder. Shalom, Yolanda. Much love, family. Uh, if she called you a dumbass, how is that going to make you feel? If she said you an idiot, you don't know nothing. I'm more intelligent than you. I make more money than you. You need to listen to me. If that rhetoric gets, pushed back on you, how is that going to make you feel? So if you are able to emulate, to model the very thing that you say that you want, that you say that you need, it's easier for them to know how to deal with you, because in every exchange that you deal with anybody online, in person, you are teaching them how to deal with you. So I come to the table with a level of respect. I bring it, I give it. People say, respect is earned. I'm going to put respect on the table first and foremost, because I'm going to demand it in the way that you engage and interact with me. So I respect my wife. I respect her femininity. I respect the way that she sees the world. I respect that maybe she can't move as fast as I can move because the vision wasn't given to her. It was given to me. So now it's my job to be a good leader and to inspire her. You know what? Before I get too far into this, y'all, I want y'all to consider, if you would. So y'all know that, I'm coming from the book, that the Bible is my worldview. I believe that it is the historical text of my ancestors and possibly your ancestors. I'm not naive to believe that it's a lot of different cultures that check out my videos. I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to my people. That's the only people that I, really need to talk to. I'm trying to inspire y'all. I'm trying to give you what I've been given, what I've learned over the years. So check it out. In terms of, I already gave y'all respect. I want to read Isaiah 51. This is, those that have followed a lot of my videos, y'all know that I talk a lot about patriarchy. And my patriarchy is not mimetic. It's not that which is reproduced or even emulates that of the European patriarchy that we hear about in in academia, where so many people are just triggered by the word. But I want to say that I am bold enough to put forth that the model that I follow is straight from the text. So this is the encouragement that I get from the scriptures. From the book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 1. It says, "Hearken unto me, ye followers after righteousness." This is a specific group. "Ye that seek Yahuwah, look unto the rock whence ye are hewn, and from the hole of the pit whence ye are digged. Look unto Abraham your father, and unto Sarah that bare you, for I called him alone, and blessed him, and increased him." All right. Oh man. Hold on. Love. Yep, I'm live right now. Yeah, they can't hear you. All right, shalom. Bye. That, my wife, she'll probably tap in. But um, you know, I think that we should look back toward Abraham. That is, the patriarch. It started with him. So that's why we kind of begin the count of the covenant, because he ordered and structured his family a certain way. He loved and he respected Sarah. He loved and respected her so much that she did what was necessary, even if it cost her her life, even into going into Egypt and, being taken captive by Pharaoh, going into Pharaoh's house. But she loved Abraham. So, what was the spirit that he was able to display for her to be one with him and to prefer him over herself? That's a weighty thing. What type of respect did he have to have for her family? Those are the things that we want to consider. Abraham respected her. He listened to her. Sarah loved him so much that she understood that her womb was dead at the time. She was barren, but she wanted to reproduce him so bad that she said, "You know what? Here, take my handmaiden. Go ahead and take Hagar, go into her and bring forth seed for me." She was more concerned with the continuation of Abraham than she was about whether or not her husband had some more action. And that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not even finna go there. But the book of Isaiah the prophet encouraged us to look unto Abraham, our father, and to Sarah, our mother that bare you. So in our considerations, family, of trying to win over our wife, respect her. Respect her, how you treat her, how you talk to her. The scripture says, honor her as, as unto the weaker vessel. I don't think that is weak and as in her ability to bear a load, but it's just that her desires are going to be unto you. A lot of times women can be emotional. They can be. Men are emotional, but how we deal and how we express that emotion is different. So that's one thing that I want to encourage men is to get in touch, get in control of your emotions so that even if she may show disrespect toward you, are you going to fly off the handle and show disrespect toward her? That's a question. Are you going to be moved with emotion the same way that she's moved with emotion? You follow what I mean? If both of y'all are emotional, if she gets disrespectful, so now you got to get disrespectful, it's not going to make sense. It's going to be too much confusion. So I encourage my sons and the men that I rock with, my tribe, we control our emotions and we practice not being moved so that if I'm not moved, I don't go down and disrespect her, even though she may be disrespectful of me. Does that make sense, family? Cool. All right, next principle. The next principle is being able to provide. We hear that all the time. Being able to provide is more than just one dimensional. And I know that it automatically invokes thoughts of money. We grew up in a capitalistic society. You have to be able to provide. But what are you been able to provide? Resources. The first thing that a husband should be trying to provide for his wife is an environment. Have you given her an environment? Have you gone to prepare a place? I would not. I'm just going to speak for me. I'm not one that would go and oh man, hold on. Hold on, family. Oh, I am live. Yeah. Hey, shalom, shalom, Mikael Gabar. Shalom, y'all. I'm just seeing the comments and those that tapped in. I'm not one that would move into a house with a woman, with my wife. So if a couple that coming together, brother, if you don't have an environment, I would encourage you, try to get your own environment. Hustle, work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs, do whatever you got to do to be able to provide an environment, because that's what the Father did for us. And we want to be able to emulate the very same thing, the same strategy that he emulated, so that we're able to get the result that he got. We don't have to, try to make it up. We can do the very things that he did. So, you should provide that environment, but you should also provide an environment where this woman is so secure in that relationship. Is she secure? Have you provided security? Now, hey, I'm a military man. I believe in providing physical, tangible security with kinetic weapons. That's all I'll say. Kinetic tools in order to dissuade an attacker and to neutralize the threat. If we can use that cryptic language for certain purposes, I believe in that. I practice that. But um, hold on. D. Oh, babe. You know what? You want to come on camera? Hold on. Let me post this real quick. Hold on. Ba, 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 ba. I'm just trying to drop a few jewels for your family. Trying to drop a few jewels. Shalom, Ariyahu. Shalom. Let me see if I can bring you on camera real quick, D, if you're ready. Um, So yeah, are you able to provide security so that she is secure in that relationship? And that's not just physical, oftentimes that's psychological. Okay. She says she's not camera ready. It's all good, babe. No, you good. Oftentimes, in order for that woman to feel secure in that relationship, you gotta build her up. You gotta provide her with the love, with the security, with this protective, nurturing relationship and dynamic, this patience that you have to have with her in order to give her your mind. That's how you build the security. You listen to her, you respect her, you value her. And I didn't say you pedestalize her. Didn't say that. You won't hear me saying that. But the purpose is to try to gain her, to try to win her over. Because, you know, this thing, in order for us to become one, everybody talks about and two shall become one flesh. How does that happen? How do we become that one thing? We got to have the same mind mentally, spiritually, psychologically, and then too, excuse me, speaking on that spiritually, are you providing her with the spiritual, mental, and emotional, and even the sexual nutrients that your wife needs? If she can't come to you, who can she come to? If she can't query you, who can she query? Who can she get this information from? If not you, if not the husband. So oftentimes that means that we have to develop a bigger, larger, richer skill set in order to provide her with the things that she needs. You understand what I mean? Are you providing that spiritual food? I understand that there's a lot of people that go to church. You may go to the mosque, you go to assembly, you go to camp. That's all good. But what I'm submitting is that the husband should be the primary feeder of spiritual food. That you have to put yourself in a position where you can feed her. That it should not come, the majority, the bulk of that meal should not be from another man. The- and I hope that makes sense. And if you're not knowledgeable enough, then that just means that you've got work to do in order to provide her with what she needs spiritually. We don't want to be lazy. Don't want to not be able to give that which is necessary. Now I know the brothers, they want to give that sexual food. Got no issues with that. But it's deeper and richer than that. After you get out the bed, then what? When your feet hit the ground, then what? Can you still be able to provide and guide, lead and direct along those lines? It's more than just sexual. Sex is a part of marriage, but that's not the bulk of it, family. The first intercourse is in the ear. What is she hearing? What is she listening to? Is she listening to you? Does she value you? If she doesn't value you, then why not? Are you just commanding and demanding? And the next thing that I'm going to share is encouraging. See, my style of leadership, I prefer to encourage and inspire than to command and demand. I want to encourage you and inspire you to move so that it's you wanting to do it versus me just commanding and demanding that you do it, which you're only doing it because I'm telling you to do it. And you may not understand why. You may not understand why. You may have a lot of things that you want, your wife to do. Don't be critical. Don't criticize her. And you're like, wow, man, she did something wrong. It's wrong. I get it. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. But I'm of the caliber, and me, I'm not a young pup. I have a little more mature masculinity, mature, that I'm not moved easily. So I look in the mirror If if my wife or my children aren't giving me what I know my will is, and I've communicated that to them, I got to look at myself and my leadership and say, okay, well, why not? Is it because of anything that I've done? Can I communicate said things better? Can I share it? Did I share it too high level? Do I need to bring it down to where it's more practical, pragmatic, and functional? Not just these broad things, well, I just told you to, just keep the commandments and you're supposed to love and respect me. Okay, what does that mean though? You're supposed to follow me and do what I say. Okay, are we just going to be dictatorial? Are we going to be dictators? Are we going to be autocratic? How are we going to move? Are we going to be lions in our home? What's the methodology that you're going to choose? What's your approach in leadership for your wife? That's the question. Like I said, I prefer to encourage. I don't criticize. I don't criticize my wife. I don't criticize my sons. You know what? I say, you know what? You're going to do better. I believe you. I know that it's in you. And when you encourage, because I let them know that I would never ask them to do something that I did not believe that they could perform. I wouldn't set you up like that because I want you to be successful. So if you wasn't, you know what? I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to help you to accomplish the thing that you may not have been successful at. I don't have to tell you you fail, you suck, you trash. You need to go back to the drawing board. I might go back to the drawing board with you because as a husband, you have to emulate. This is a heavy thing, y'all. You got to emulate the character and the nature of the Most High. This is your chance to show forth the God-like principles that you say you believe in. We know the book. You know scripture. Yep, you know scripture. You know scripture, yeah. But are you living it? Are you displaying the fruits of the Spirit? Are you long suffering? Dang, boy, I want to go off. Sometimes you just want to flash and you just got to bite your teeth and just grin and say, huh. Oh, good job. Mm, yeah, this ain't nothing wrong with what you did. It's good. It's good. We gonna fix it. And that takes burning within me. I gotta burn so I don't flash, so I don't just go off and do the whole feminine. I'm about to go off. I'm about to just not me. Maybe you. That's fine. But when we start talking about doing the man thing, doing the masculine thing, being in control of your emotions. I let, my wife, my daughter, my children, y'all can swing in your emotions. Swing back and forth. I expect that. I expect it. But I got to be the post of that swing. I ain't moving. You can swing back and forth, but you know what? I'm not moving. Uh, all right, all right. Hold on. My wife said that she can come on. It's always good. Uh, if you can jump on, babe. Um, I think that's my greatest witness. That's my greatest witness. It's one thing for me to talk about, how to communicate with your wife, but then to have my wife to come on and say, yeah, that's what he does is beneficial. She's in the chat, but let's see if I can bring you on. Boom, 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 boom. How y'all feeling out there? Um, okay, she said you are the post, I am the gay. Uh, shalom, shalom, everybody. So back to what I was saying, babe. If you want to try to come on, let me know. You know what? I can send you an invite in here. I'm gonna send you an invite. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, invite people. Doom, 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 doom. copy that link. You're gonna have to check your email, D, and you'll be able to come on the camera. Check your email. I send you the link. Anybody else that wants to chime in too, hey, I'm open, man. I'm open. Sometimes people may disagree. It's all good. I know that my ideologies, I know that my theology can stand up under scrutiny. And even if people disagree, it's fine. It doesn't affect me. Um, Boom. All right, babe. I just sent you that. I just sent you that. Let me get back to it. All right. Let me know. Just tap when you tap in. Um, Yeah, yeah. Shalom to everybody, Sister Koya, Aksuka. But let me get back to it. I'm talking about the principles of how a husband can win his wife. I talked about respect. Are you respecting her mind? Are you respecting her femininity? Are you respecting her perspective? Are you respecting maybe even a trauma that she's experienced in this global satanic thought system, to where she got some issues. And I can say that because I got some issues. But that's where a husband has to be a healer, a nurturer. You have to be that balm, that salve, that emollient that can assist her in becoming the best version of herself. You provide the right environment. That was the next key, was provision. Was provision, providing for her not just an environment. You have to provide an environment psychologically where she's secure in a relationship, where she knows that she is irreplaceable, that she is a part of you. You have the same mind, you have the same thoughts, and that's not going to come from osmosis. It's going to come from a husband being able to clearly articulate what it is you want and who you are. Do you know who you are? That's a whole nother conversation. We talked about provision. We talked about, in that provision, are you providing for her spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and her sexual needs as well? The sex part is easy, but the spiritual component, that you should be her teacher, her primary teacher and advocate in the word of the Most High Yah. I do understand church. I do understand assembly. I do understand camp. You can get those things from there, but I'm cut from a certain cloth. I'm of the belief system that you should be, that husband should be the primary feeder of his wife in terms of doctrine and understanding. And then I went to encouragement. You should encourage and not criticize. Encourage, build her up. You can't build up somebody else if you've been destroyed. So there's the presumption that there's a level of wholeness, completeness, soundness, masculinity, and maturity in your constitution. Do you have said thing before you can try to require it or somebody of someone else and try to assist them? You have to be that thing. Be it. Hey, babe, did you want to jump on? I tried to send you the link. Um, all right, well, told I love. I'm just gonna keep rocking, D. You can just be in the chat. I think that you are my greatest witness of what I'm trying to do. And anybody can talk that talk, but you got to have a witness. In the mouth of two or three, let every word be established. And the last component I want to deal with, family, is, are you, as a husband, are you able to guide her? Now, if you respect her and you provided an environment, you've nurtured, you've cared, you've tried to help her heal from the traumas and the disappointments of previous relationships, so that she's not responding to you as if you were another man. You've helped her do that. The man has been instituted by God to be the head, no doubt. Yes, yes, Yolanda. Absolutely. Toda family. Um, you've helped her to overcome these things. and you provided that right environment. Now you're trying to guide her. See, as you know, the husband has to be the visionary. You see things that the father has showed you. You see the direction that you want to guide your house in. Then are you able to influence them in order to execute the thing that you say that you need to be done? I can't tell you what that is. We don't tell men what to do. We don't believe in making eunuchs out of men. You got a pair. Talk to the father. Communicate to the father. Communicate with one that has fruit in the area that you want to go in, not just intellectual informations. And we got to get. I suggest that we get to a point to where this thing is not just head knowledge. It got to be a hand knowledge, something that you can apply, something that you can do, something that you can live olam forever. The father wanted this to go from generation to generation. And the only way that that can occur is within the sanctity of marriage with his husband and his wife. That's why I'm taking time out to share these principles so that you might be able to win her over, guide her, direct her consciously, intentionally. But you got to have a plan. You have to have a direction for the family. And you give that the seed to her, the seed of the vision, and allow her to become pregnant with that vision so that ultimately it can manifest and be delivered in the process of time. But if you don't allow these things, if you short circuit, if you step in there and you become bitter and angry and disrespectful and you're not providing a safe environment, she doesn't feel safe naturally and you begin to criticize, I promise you that vision will be aborted. It's going to fall to the ground and it won't rise. So if you use these principles, family, that you learn how to speak to your wife respectfully the same way that you want to be spoken to. I don't believe in cussing my wife out. I don't curse my children out. It's rare that I use profanity. I try to shun profane and vain babblings. That's just me. I ain't telling nobody else what to do. That's just me. But it's helped me get the result. My auntie, let me tell y'all something, man. My aunt, shout out to my aunt Lily. I love you so much. I was about 12 years old. I always had, a love for words and penchant for definitions, and I would always read. But I think she caught me using a couple of expletives. I was back in Cincinnati. She caught me using, a couple of expletives. Oh, Sharon just joined. I'm talking about Cincinnati. What's up, Sharon? What's going on, cuz? Um, Shout out to everybody on the chat. Sharon, Yolanda Dennis, Ben Zion, Yahoo, Anab, Shikar Shalom, Suka, Mikhail Gabar, Koya, Slika, Koti, Michelle, Mickey Benton. Shalom. I just want to just holler at everybody for joining. But anyway, back to my story. I'm going to say this and I'm done. I was letting a couple expletives go because, I grew up in the projects, fighting and thought I was bad. And uh, actually, we had just moved to the projects at this time. And this was a pivotal change in my life. Like people, I know that parents act like divorce doesn't mean anything, but, you know, divorce, divorce impacted me. So she said, that people with small minds have to use profanity because they don't have the words to articulate and to express themselves. I was like, ooh, she cut me long and deep. Whoo. And from that point on, I'm not going to say I stopped using profanity, but I toned it down. Hey, shalom, shalom, Hokma. How you doing, beloved?
Oh, they can? Okay, good. Hey, everybody. We always have some some little technical issues. So, hi, everyone. I'm talking. It's just a delay for you, I think. So, I just wanted to add that, you were mentioning about being a good leader as a husband, and that in every message for the husband, there's a message for the wife. That if your husband is caring enough and providing you with this covering, this righteous covering, particularly in any covering, actually, because the scripture doesn't say a righteous man is one that's worthy of being submitted to. It's just your husband. And either way, my point is that if your husband is leading his family to, a better way, a better path, and to align with his vision, um, the whole don't be the horse that won't drink when you're led to the water. Don't be that horse. Don't be, looking all like everything is perfect and wonderful. And then when it's time for you to really, be an appropriate helpmeet, really support your husband and get in alignment with his vision and the things that he is called to execute, don't get in the way. And that's why I typed, he mentioned, and we are having some technical issues, so it's a bit choppy on my end and a bit of a delay with some of the message that he's sharing. But, the post and the gate, the gate swings, the post is stationary. So for those who may not know that reference, the husband is the post. He's not moved. His vision is what it is. His calling is sure. And as the wife, you are to align with that. Any changes that needs to be made within yourself in order for you to navigate whatever uncharted territory you may find yourself in. Those are things that you have to work on within yourself. Your husband's not
No.
responsible for you in that manner. He's not responsible for you to do your own work. So wherever your deficits may lie, and I say all the time, you don't ever have to share that with another person, but at least be true to yourself inwardly. Do some self reflection and get yourself together because so that's enough.
So thank you for sharing that, babe. It's always good, like I said, to get a second witness. I can say what I want to say, but I can remember growing up in church and they would say that the preacher's sermon is only as good as the first lady's amen. And there's just a colloquialism that uh, sometimes, people say things out in public, but inwardly or behind closed doors is havoc. Like preachers' kids used to be some of the worst. Now, case in point, I'm a PK. My mother is a minister. She's still a preacher. And I'll say this, that she showed me a lot of things. She shared with me a great deal of knowledge, a great love and passion for the text, a passion to live for the Most High. She did. But then, you get to a point that as a man, you have to study and interpret these things for yourself, or you just got to study it and interpret it for yourself. So I'm just gonna stop it right there, fam. I hope that y'all were able to glean something from it, because we have to be able to, especially in the times that we're living in. The times that we're living in, family, is going to test your leadership. Ladies, women, a lot of the things that you have espoused. Yeah, babe, I heard everything you said. I heard it all. A lot of these things that we have been sold and has been marketed to us, our independence, our autonomy from a family structure, these things are going to be challenged. There's going to come a time where you will wish that you were a part of a group. And the group is where power was meant to be expressed. Power is expressed in a group, not through individuals. individuals come together and unite as a group, as a people, to express power, to affect change in their lives. It's not about just me. I could be, they want us to act like, well, I made it. I'm good. Forget everybody else. I'm not cut like that. I don't believe that. I believe that that's very destructive. I believe that's something that they only teach our people. I pull myself up by the bootstraps. I ain't got to look out for nobody else but me because nobody else had my back. That's nonsensical. Somebody had your back. And even if they didn't, maybe you should now go and get somebody else's back because you know what it was like to not have anybody. That's my mindset. I'm trying to go back and get all my people and at least inspire you with the tenets, the principles, the philosophy that I've gained, that I've gleaned from those that are greater than me in order for me to become that which I am today and I am not satisfied. I will continue to grow, I'll continue to improve myself. And as I do, I go back and I teach it to my family. I teach it to my wife. I teach it to my sons because I want them to be reflections of me. I want them to be little mini me's. If y'all listen, man, y'all listen to my wife. I talk to my sons sometimes and they like, Dad, I was talking to the Ema. I was talking to Ema and I thought I was talking to you. She was saying the exact same thing I would have got from you. Like, that's no division. That's the right mindset. So that's all I got. Let me check the chat, family, before I get out of here. Let me get out of here. Anything anybody wanted to say, check in, chime in on. Right. Aunt Lily was serious, Sharon. Appreciate that. Yes, D. Wives need to follow through. Just want to say shalom to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. It is 9:30. It's about checkout time. If nobody else has anything, I tried to drop some jewels, man, to try to help these husbands win over their wives. You want to win her. It's beneficial to you. You don't want to go at this thing alone. You don't want to have to give her every specific thing to do, influence her with your mind and with your will, and then allow her to go. Let her handle it, man. Let her handle it. You got a beautiful, intelligent wife. Let her handle it. I'm not a micromanager. Babe, do it. You got it. That means I'm free. I can go off and do something else. All right, I'm done. One love, family. Blessings to your house. If y'all enjoyed this conversation, please hit the like button. I'm gonna upload it on YouTube. Y'all can check us out on the Go Lightly Perspective, where we will be doing more content along these lines. Just really practical. Consider your father Abraham. I did want to give us the text. Consider that Isaiah 51. Follow after your father Abraham. Consider him and your mother Sarah that bore you, because we are that same people group. The way that they move is the same way that we have to move today. And time does not change the mind of the Creator. He still wants us to do and to live the way that he told us to live, even from a modern context. In contemporary times, I'm still those people. Love y'all, family. Bless you. We'll talk soon. Shalom, shalom. Thank you. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Bless you. Peace. Shalom. I'm out.